All right, thank y'all. Okay, let's see. Ms. Smith, you're going to give us the update this morning. If you'll raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. You can go ahead and give us an update and we'll see if anybody has questions.
Okay. Yes, I did meet with Xerxes yesterday. He is doing well in his current placement. There's learning in school and spending time with friends and family. And on the update in regards to Adriana, I did meet with her at her place of employment on the 10th of January. At that time, she did provide a proof of income, and she has also attended 2 sessions of therapy on the 12th and the 30th. At this time, the therapist has stated that it's limited information that she does have, and so she would not be able to provide any kind of type of recommendation, that she would need some additional time. But that there are concerns of her mental health. And she has attended her in person. We're waiting her, she should complete that on the 26th. And we did receive a certificate of her rational behavioral therapy. Back on, I do want to jump back. I do apologize. I skipped a part with Xerxes. He was previously seeing a previous therapist, and he now has a new therapist.
When did Xerxes change therapist?
That I was out of the office, so it was in between November, December. He mentioned that he had started a new therapist when I met with him.
Okay, so is he still developing a relationship with that therapist?
At this time, yes. I did reach out to the therapist, and unfortunately I was unsuccessful at this time. I will continue to make efforts to make contact with her.
Okay.
Okay, you said she attended some counseling sessions on the 12th and the 30th. That must have been in December.
That is correct. Yes, Judge.
Yeah. Okay. Have we had none so far in January?
Let's see. It was scheduled for January, with therapy was scheduled for January, I want to say the 12th. So she might have had one. I do apologize. I believe she might have had one in January.
Okay. She's nodding her head affirmatively, so it sounds like she did. Okay. Okay. All right. And so we're still wanting to see financial stability, housing stability. What about transportation?
She stated that she is saving for a vehicle. So no transportation, or her own transportation at this time.
Okay. What other things are we waiting to get done?
The judge shuts down visits as the child starts asking hard questions, making it clear that time and proven change are the only things that can move this case forward.
I think I read about a relapse prevention program or plan.
For her, she's attending meetings. But we are, let me look.
We talking about AANA or what are we talking about? Okay. Are we getting logins and that kind of thing?
I've requested the document, and I have yet to receive that.
So have we seen a relapse prevention plan other than she's attending meetings, but that we haven't verified?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And we still aren't having any visitation, correct? Based on his therapist's recommendation.
Correct.
That's correct, Judge. And he hasn't been with the new therapist long enough at this point in time to really establish that relationship. And it's, the court is aware your order was not to really even discuss the possibility of visitation until we really saw some more long-term stability with mom.
Yep.
And we would certainly ask that that order continue.
Okay, and I am concerned because apparently, according to reading your report and CASA's report, I mean, the child is beginning to ask questions, which, is not unexpected at his age now. And, just telling him that these things take time, that'll work for a while, but that's not going to work forever. So how long has it been since we got the Court of Appeals opinion? Let's see.
Don't have the exact date, but I thought it was in July.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up, see if I can't see. Okay, June 4th was the judgment date, looks like. We did a new family plan of service looks like August 25th. Because we didn't see a mandate till August. Okay. So we're about 5 months in from that point. I know that mom went from a mental health facility, then to jail. When did she get out of jail?
She was released, she was released on 10/31/2025.
Okay. So realistically, she's had about 3 months to work services. Would everybody kind of agree with that time frame?
Yes, Judge.
Yep, I think so.
Okay. All right. Ms. Smith, you have anything else to report?
None at this time.
Okay. Ms. Powell, you have any questions for her?
I don't, Judge.
Okay. All right, then Ms. Naranjo.
Miss Smith, Miss Martinez was also negative on her drug screens for August, November, and December. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Has she been sent to drug screen for this month?
For January, not as of today.
And pretty much the services that we're waiting on her to complete at this point is counseling, maintaining stable employment, and stable housing. Is that right?
Correct.
So would you agree with me that mom has made progress on her services for the 3 months that she's been working them?
I would agree that mom has made services for the 3 months, but that there are still some concerns regarding her mental health that would need to be assessed further.
And that's through the counseling, is that right?
That is correct.
And we've established that she's done at least 3 sessions so far, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, given that the child's been asking questions about that, has this issue been addressed with the new therapist? The child's questions about reunification, about adoption, and about mom's progress with services.
Can you repeat the question?
Has it been addressed with this new therapist, Xerxes' questions about plans with adoption and about mom's progress?
Which therapist?
The new one.
Tension rises as therapy gaps and slow progress come to light, with the court pushing workers to finally involve the child's therapist in real planning.
Mom's or the child's?
Xerxes.
Oh, I have yet to make contact with.
Now, you said that this new therapist was given to Xerxes back in November or December. Is that correct?
Yes.
Why haven't you made contact with this person?
I've returned and took over my duties on January 5th.
Are you going to make this person aware of the progress that mom has been making with services?
Would I make mom aware?
The Xerxes therapist, are you going to make them aware of mom's progress with services?
Um,
Are you not hearing her or?
no,
or
I'm hearing her. I'm hearing her. I'm not quite sure how to answer the question, if that would be appropriate or not.
Well, the therapist is the one that needs to make the recommendation on whether to start mom's visits. Is that right? Is that right, Ms. Smith?
That would be correct, yes.
So wouldn't it be relevant for the therapist to know what kind of progress mom is making on services?
Yes, it would be.
So my question to you is, for Xerxes' new therapist, are you going to let them know about mom's progress with services?
Yes, I can.
And do you not think it would be beneficial for the therapist to be aware of this stuff so they can decide on what kind of transition they need to make and plans for when Xerxes may have contact with mom?
I would bring that up for it to be like therapeutic visits for Xerxes with mom.
But the therapist needs to be aware of what's going on so they can develop this plan sooner rather than later, right?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
All right, and Ms. Zavala?
Ms. Smith, Ms. Martinez has a long history of mental health issues and drug abuse, correct? That spans well before this case started 2.5 years ago.
That is correct from my understanding, yes.
Okay. Right now, the information you're getting from her counselor is there's a long way to go to address those mental health issues. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I know you've been out, so you may not have this information, but is it possible that Xerxes has only had one visit with his new therapist at this point?
Yeah, Your Honor, calls for speculation.
Sustained.
When you are asked about questions that Xerxes is having, Xerxes is asking, why can't I be adopted? What's the delay? Are those the questions he's asking?
No, not from my understanding.
Okay, what are the questions that he's asking?
I'm not quite sure what he's asking the therapist.
Okay. Has he ever asked you about updates for mom in the last few months?
No,
As far as you can tell, is Xerxes' focus on, I want to be adopted?
in his current placement, it's a adoptive placement, correct? Yes, ma'am.
I pass the witness.
Judge, I have just a brief follow-up.
Sure.
So, Katie, mom's negative drug screens were in August, November, and then December. Is that correct?
In December, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And was that August drug screen immediately following her being released from drug treatment?
In August, it was while she was in treatment.
Okay. And then the November drug screen, did that follow her being in jail?
Yes, it did.
Okay. So really, would it be fair to say she's had one negative drug screen since really sometime after being released?
Yes.
And do you plan on it you're not asking for a drug screen today? Are you planning on just doing a random drug screen sometime this month?
Either or.
Okay, what would St. Francis prefer? Would you ask that she be ordered a drug screen today?
We can. I have it prepared and ready.
Okay, and is that a hair follicle and a UA?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's all I have, Judge.
All right. Anybody else have any further questions for Ms. Smith?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Anything further from the department?
Not at this time, Judge.
Okay. All right, Ms. Naranjo?
Your Honor, I would just ask the court to consider addressing with Xerxes' new therapist on plans on moving forward, giving mom's progress with services. I think if she continues down this route, I think it's gonna be unavoidable that some type of plan needs to be established and how we're going to transition to mom potentially having contact at some point.
All right. Okay. Ms. Zavala, any witnesses today or just recommendation?
No witnesses, just a recommendation.
Okay.
Your Honor, I do believe that the therapist needs to be updated on all information in this case, and I believe that will happen. It is my understanding that Xerxes had just begun that relationship. I think they were trying to start in November and December. I believe he's only had one session at this point.
Mom's past addiction sparks tough talk and a sudden drug test, reminding everyone that trust must be rebuilt through actions, not just words.
I have worked with Xerxes for 2.5 years. I have visited him in every placement he's ever been in, including his mom's. He is by far doing the best I have ever seen him. For the last 3 visits, the only questions he's asked me is, when can I get adopted? Once we open back up that contact with mom, that's going to be irreversible. And we are looking at a long history with mom, with both mental health and drug abuse. And I believe we need to proceed with great caution, because once that door is open, the damage is done. So I think that the therapist needs all the information in terms of what mom's doing. Her therapist needs information about history, all of that. But I very much think that if and when the decision is ever made to open up that contact, I think it needs to be at the therapist's recommendation. And I would ask for a court hearing before that is done.
All right. Thank you. All right. And CASA.
Your Honor, I do agree that Xerxes is thriving where he's at. The last time I talked to him this month, he was excited to start basketball season. And so doing well in school, doing well in hobbies. Every time I do ask him what his wishes are, it is, I just want to be adopted already. And so that is Xerxes' wishes at this time.
All right, thank you. Okay, I am going to order Ms. Martinez to go drug test today. Hair NUA is requested before 4 p.m. Ms. Martinez, can you get there today?
Yes, ma'am. I'm right down the street from it.
Okay, Ms. Smith, will the paperwork be over there?
We already have that submitted.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm also going to order that the child's therapist will be updated on all information in the case, including mom's progress in the case or lack thereof, if that's the situation. That cuts both ways. So, if Ms. Martinez makes progress, therapist needs to know that. If Ms. Martinez, backtracks or doesn't get something done, therapist needs to know that too. I'm not going to order any kind of visitation, therapeutic or otherwise, nothing until we hold a full hearing on that. And I would anticipate we would certainly need a therapist present for their input on that. So, Ms. Martinez, none of this is designed to discourage you or to try to thwart your efforts or your good faith attempts at making progress. That's the goal, and that's what the Court of Appeals has instructed us to do, and that's what we're going to do. But I will tell you that, by our next hearing, which is July 9th of 2026, and that'll be on a 9 o'clock docket. Everybody can make note of that date. I really expect to see some major progress on housing, and just general stability. Um, you know, there are some things people can work around. Transportation issues. I mean, I believe that people can work around that, and so if that's going to continue to be a barrier to get your own vehicle, you need to start really figuring out what's that going to look like if you have a young child back in your care. I mean, how are you going to provide for that? Obviously it's easier and better if you've got your own transportation, but that isn't just feasible for everybody at any given time. So I recognize that, but you got to have an alternative because he is still very young. He's going to have doctor's appointments, but more than that, because he's a healthy young man, he's going to have activities, and obviously school to get to. But, every year that clicks by, he's going to get more and more involved in things and be more and more active in things. And so it's just critical that you be able to get him where not only he needs to be, but where he wants to be, and to do normal kid stuff. So, you've still got some really significant barriers to get over. So again, I'm not saying these things to you to discourage you. I'm just telling you the reality is I can't keep him waiting forever. His little world right now revolves around where he's at. I mean, he's no different than any other kid. I mean, their world is, it's the here and now and where they are, and he's happy, he's healthy, he has this in his mind that he's going to be adopted, and this is going to be his forever home. And
Powerful voices push adoption as the child begs for stability, showing how well he's thriving and how badly he wants a forever home.
I agree with Ms. Zavala. I mean, whether it's long-term damaging or not. I can't say that, but I'm just saying we're gonna turn his little world upside down when you get reintroduced to him, if that happens. You know, and you may be doing fabulous and you may be doing great and you may be in a super good place and on top of the world, but it's still going to rock his world. No matter how good you're doing, this is still going to be a real significant impact to him. So, you know, and I can't just keep him in that limbo forever, and I won't. You know, part of my job is to achieve permanency for children. So, you know, he has been in care now, and I'm tell you this just to keep it in perspective, 1,287 days. That's a huge chunk of his life. So, I mean, you know, about half his life. So I cannot, you know, we're not going to go another year, and we're sure not going to go another 3 years. You know, I cannot do that to him, and I will not do it. So I just want to make sure that you and I have a very clear understanding of what you need to do. I know it's hard. I know there's a lot to do, but you know, it's going to have to happen, or I will have to move on for this child's best interest. So I just feel like now is the time to get it all out there and make sure that you know exactly where you stand. Okay. All right, go drug test for us today before 4, and then I'll see you back in July, and I hope we have, you know, a glowing report, and we'll be ready to talk about what we're going to do. Okay, obviously, if we need to get together before then, you all let us know. We can make that happen. So, all right, I appreciate everybody. Y'all have a good rest of your day, unless some of you have to hang out here with me.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
thank y'all.
Judge, my next worker will be Jalissa Berg.
And Your Honor, Cheyenne had asked to attend. Sometimes they change their minds, so she may or may not be out there.
Not under her name, at least. Could it be under a case manager or worker's name or something?
Yes, and I am.
Keonda Miles?
Maybe.
Because I don't recognize that name but that doesn't mean it couldn't be somebody with St. Francis, because it could be.
I think that's a definite possibility that it's her.
Okay.
The judge warns time is up and permanency must finally happen, laying out the hard truth that a child cannot wait forever for change. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.